Not Dungeon is a weird game for a few reasons, but the most important one is that it is a fantasy MMO game. Yes, a game about playing an MMO, your World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, Albion Online, and RuneScape. But here's the catch. It's not actually about playing those games, it's about playing people playing those games. Written by someone who I think has never played an MMO, or whose only interaction with MMOs was through 8 layers of glass and Tumblr. At its most basic, it's a dice ladder system, with each character having stats like RNG, meta, tilt, and other such things. You're going to be rolling against a difficulty die, which they tell you about much later. That's it. Well, not quite, because you don't have health or anything like that. You have a connection. Starting at 100, you'll reduce it by difference in failures. So if you roll a 5 and the problem rolls a 10, you reduce your connection by 5. When it reaches 0, you're done. The summer is over. The journey ends. Good job. Fuck off. There are classes, but they do very little. Often just an ability and more meta elements like the Hackerino, adding in the ability to actually cheat in the game. Woo, I love actual hackers in MMO, and they aren't annoying at all. Or the bard who has to play a literal actual playlist of their dogshit indie music of a band called Florence Nightingale Ate My Pancreas or something. Anything else matter? No, not really. There's nothing about this game which is MMO-like. Hell, you can't even say it's like SOL or .hack or anything. It's someone's feelings of playing an MMO that isn't real, or someone's feelings about .hack. And there's going to be a second edition. Yeah. South America has a lot of history to draw upon, cultures, people, mythology, and New Fire goes out of its way to tell the story of Mesoamerican cultures in a fantasy setting. Of this 226-page book, over 190 fucking pages are dedicated solely to the lore and telling the story of the people, in detail, graphic detail, corn god detail. But you don't care about the lore bullshit, you want the game. It's a D10 system, one that's written by a lunatic, as it's effectively a roll and keep system. You'll take a number of dice equal to your skill, adding +3 dice if you have an associated theme. If you are not able to get a target number, which is defaults at 20, you have a night roll. The GM dictates everything. If it takes 3 die to hit the target number, then the GM narrates an outcome, but it must abide by a condition set by you. If 2 dice hit, noon roll, which is flipped effectively. Finally, if 1 die succeeds, then the player has complete narrative control over the situation. Oh yeah, all the dice can also fucking explode. Did you get that? Effectively, every roll is a gamble against the GM, pushing and pulling to debate on whether or not you'll be able to narrate the result of a challenge. PvP scenarios are common enough and involves 3 more fucking steps, but you want to know the real kicker? Fortune points. Ah yes, these little fuckers are your salvation in narrative power play, because whenever you add anything to your dice pool, you are in fact spending fortune points to do it. Any roll is an expenditure of a meta currency, one you're going to have to make your life hell to actually get back. On top of all of this, the Bleeding Sun mechanic is coming close, because at a certain time, a character will violently die to keep the story going, which is already a convoluted series of events due to the destiny system and how to actually advance oneself being a esoteric shit show at best. It's fine if you want a setting book, but the system is little more than a convoluted mess for you to fuck around with, maybe. If Shadow Dark is the final OSR, Darkbad is the phoenix covered in mudcore memes, because Darkbad is the perfect game. Darkbad, the grungeon master, weaves a story of treachery and darkness for the story listeners, players, to undertake an unequally harrowing journey down to the depths of the Darkbad. Character creation is a simple affair, more in line with the nouveau chic OSR classic. You'll distribute a few of your points and roll out for your random class. Truly some inspirational work such as Mage, Acrobat, Barbarian, and the Fallen Paladin. And of course, how can we forget the mysterious wretch with his magic crutches? Then you'll roll for your ancestral ethnic group: human, orc, elf, dwarf, and kitsune. Each of these include a number of stat penalties and role-playing notes for you to really sink your teeth into. Truly inspirational stuff. 50 years of innovation that Shadow Dark wish it had. Now, Magic Man, that's some good shit. You'll set aside a number of magic points to clear one of your most powerful arcane rain spells beyond the colors of time. Roll on the magic table and resolve the effects. As you can see, the dark and grim world. We play hardball with our magic system. These spells are all amazing. Meditate, classic aura, my god. Teleport anywhere, Kino. Greater colonialism, what more could you ask for? Create food and water and medical supplies and shelter and miscellaneous survival gear. A little underpowered personally, but I feel the developer's intent. But combat, ooh. That's where we're gaming, everyone. If you roll your weapon attack action against their defense threshold, if you roll under it, they fucking die. If you get attacked, you roll your hit die, and if you roll under their damage threshold, you fucking die. Unless you have a shield to shatter or some armor to break, but as a real hero, better to die standing than live as a little tiny bitch boy behind armor, or ability to survive more than one hit. But to be a little bit serious here, it is a meme game, for meme reasons, but the combat system is actually pretty interesting, to the point where I might steal it to do my own thing with it, because that's who I am. My name is Notepad Anon, and this was Rapidfire number 12, the Fantasy Edition. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and many thanks to the fairy lore to keep my dark bad in check. Godspeed, good luck, and embrace this deep, dark fantasy.